काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली
Excuse me.
काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली महाकाली दोनों हाथ बजावे ताली अमुक शत्रु को बांधे घर में लड़े मरे कटे महाकाली फट काली काली.
Okay, guys, so this is High Priestess Jamila, and I'm gonna do my haul video a little bit later because I got some stuff to do coming up very soon here. But I wanted to come and speak about narcissistic men and fathers. Hey, Nova America. You know what I was thinking about earlier? Even though we have nothing to do with the government, I believe that women need to form their own army, in particular black women. um, the just our families, our fathers, and our mothers and brothers and sisters, the amount of distrust and dishonesty and hatred, it is just off the chain. So yeah, I'm very, very serious about this. This is very, very serious. Because I was actually thinking about that earlier. And the army is our covens, is the army. That's why they attack us so much for practicing witchcraft. But, honestly, it's something that Lilith and Kali Ma, those are two of the main female deities that protect us through and through from these type of tyrannical men who have their own ideas. Listen, let me tell you something. How do you deal with either your father, who is a narc, very covert narc? How do you deal with either your father or your husband or an ex or just somebody, period? Unfortunately, you're going to have to hex them. Yes, you are. The way that you deal with it is by sending their bad energy back to them, bind it to them, and keep it moving. I threw the cards because literally, and this is what I want to tell you guys. First of all, whenever people see that I'm happy, this is the people in my family. These are the people that I don't kick it with anymore. Every time I come and talk about how I'm, getting ready to do new stuff, they start attacking. So, because there's actually about several men in social media right now that think they're in relationships with me. because maybe they talked to some of the previous handlers who are all cursed. I've got to be honest with you guys. A lot of the main players that you see, Tip Tap, Cat, my mother, all of them have been placed under curses, and this is the reason why they continue to stalk me. I don't give a damn, and I don't feel sorry for them. Because essentially, it's not that I'm cursing them, I'm just sending them back the energy and negativity that they send to me. So, this is what creates those curses and those contracts. So, for me, they're not even important because these are weak women that these are the weakest. In fact, the men that we're dealing with have a smidgen more power than these women. These women have none, including my own mother, which is extremely disappointing, being as though she could have done better in life. So it's a consistent thing, now, I mean, guys, my spirits tell me everything, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm protected by that lake, so y'all don't have nothing to worry about. I don't have anything to worry about. Neither does my children have a damn thing to worry about. But what I can see clearly is that, there's still some people behind the scenes, and see, not only am I dealing with it, but so are you guys are dealing with it too. The existence of the narcissistic father, and usually it's your father that's going to bring that terrible energy into your life. If it's a man out in social media telling you to call him daddy and consistently attacking you, you can believe that your father may have something to do with it, because your narcissistic fathers don't want you to have a relationship at all, or a life or happiness, unfortunately. So the way that we deal with that is we curse them. They usually do end up getting things like cancer, heart disease, and things like that, because, this is spirit's way of protecting you. I shouldn't be getting harassed and stalked. If I had a good father, do you think that L-Bum would be attacking me? No, it's because my father is a covert, narcissistic piece of crap, just like my mother, except she's not covert. She's out in the open with it. So, this is the reason why, unfortunately, women like me, who, to be honest with you, it's not even your real father, to be honest with you. Many of you guys have narcissistic fathers, and for some reason, your mother had them around, but that's not even really your real dad a lot of the times. Okay, it's not. So, I want to say this: you'll just be cursed. You're like over and over again. What more do they expect? And you don't put a Bible curse on them. If you put a Bible curse on them, then it's going to curse the kids too. So you don't go in it putting, I mean, why would you put a Bible curse on your father? Bible curses curse the kids too. So you don't put a Bible curse on your father. You put a witchy curse on your father if your father is like that. This is the reason why these disgusting men, and to be honest with you, truthfully, your father, I know that my father, let me tell you guys about my father, and this will help you relate to why I have so many issues in social media. My father actually put me in a situation where I was molested at the age of 8 years old by the family drug dealer. He's still cool with this man. He never pursued charges against this man, even though he molested his daughter. So many of your fathers that are covert, especially my dad had a drug problem. I've never had a drug problem, but my father did. And my father consistently he didn't deny it, but he pretended that it was the first time I ever told him what that man had done to me. And, fathers that are like that will consistently, their daughters tend to start having sex very early in age. I know that, and it is very demonic. I started having sex at a very young age because of what my father was doing. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So I'm just letting you know what it is. And then also I throw the cards because what I didn't understand is why there were men attacking me first thing in the morning. I didn't get that either. Well, these were orders that were called down from this person right here. So, my father thinks that I can't see him, but I can see both you and my mother, and so can my spirits, and you're under heavy judgment. Just to let you guys know that nobody in history will ever have the issues that I had in social media because they don't have my delusional, desperate, and destitute parents. Neither one of my parents are worth a damn. Number one, because the father created all of the demonic energy within my mother and then sat back and watched and even got a kick off of it because, to be honest with you, growing up, I never felt that my father actually loved me. I didn't. Neither one of them. So many of you, as you watch my situation, you'll realize that the rabbit hole goes a lot more deeper. And I'll just curse them all. Guys, that's the way that you deal with these men. You just curse them and you call the curse of Lilith on them. You talk to Kali Ma about that. I'm just keeping it real with y'all because I was getting spiritually attacked this morning. This morning. And I know exactly, you can see them all in the cards. You can see them all in the cards. It's so sick and sad. Men like that are so weak. I don't respect men like that, and I don't respect my father. You think that if a woman has a respectful family, please believe that you wouldn't have to deal with all of this crap that we're dealing with. Just a lion snake is how I see my father at this point. Many of you need to wake up to that. The reason why I even got to where I got to is because I used to light purple candles on my dad. I've been doing it for years. Usually, when you have problems with men in your life, it's your father. If you have problems with women in your life, it's usually your mother. I got it on both ends, and I really honestly don't give a shit. Like I said, they have a hatred. Last night when I was talking about increasing my social circle, that pissed them off. I have the worst parents in the world. 42 years old and they're still trying to police my vagina. It's disgusting. It almost makes me think that maybe my father has some sick sexual thing for me. It's disgusting. And if y'all notice, if y'all go back and listen to that show, this dude was up here talking about daddy this and daddy that. And let me tell you something. We only went through that for a certain amount of time. You have no power or no control. I have spirits that will zap you completely and totally. Like, I'm just keeping it real with you. You did not bring life into this world. You think that God would put women on this earth with physical weaknesses to men without some kind of protection? It's so hilarious. Like, we are attacking them right now. All of those men and anybody involved and anybody on this list right here. This Five of Swords reversed, the nine, all these folk right here is being attacked right now. Exploitation, demonic energy, demonic attachments, the moon and the ace of pentacles. My spirits is like, ain't no way in God's green earth, ain't no way in hell. So when let me tell you something, when my spirit, look, if my spirits was able to I, y'all, I swear to the gods, man. And you know what? I think people be kind of low key because a lot of people are like, oh, it's a man. Oh, I just love men. Why do y'all love these toxic men? They're disgusting. Ew. Are you kidding me? You will get stomped on by my spirits. Oh my goddess. Please don't hurt them too bad. If you have a narcissistic father, curse him. If your narcissistic father and mother have sent people after you, listen, nobody has that many issues. Nobody. To be consistent with it, wow, you act like you're my dad. I've actually had some of these men online act like my father, including my ex has called me talking just like my father. Many of you guys are daughters of the devil. Your father is the devil. Not necessarily in the flesh, but just his behavior is very demonic. Oh, please believe that. And then when it comes to you guys that have parents, I just did a reading earlier today where it was every day I see that. And people know it's the truth. For example, both of my parents, they don't want to get married. They don't want to be with nobody, so they want the same thing for me. Well, the shit ain't going to happen. So every day they come with this stuff. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I have and will curse my parents. I don't care. Bye. Yeah, your description in your intro feed is typical of Spanish fathers. My father wasn't like this. If anything, he schooled me as to be forewarned about those types. You know what? You got to stop and think about that. You really do. You have to stop and think about that, especially when it comes to a young girl and her father's all in the background talking about her behind her back with his sisters and other people in the family and passive because he's incapable of raising you on his own just because of the incapability. Both of my parents were incapable of being sound parents. They're both jealous of me because I was a better parent, have always been a better parent than both of my parents put together. By myself, I'm stronger than both of my parents, and that's the reality of it. I'm just telling you guys the truth. And if you have a good father, even if you just have a good mother, you would never have to worry about the attacks that I go through. Never. Never. You just don't deal with it. You like, what in the world is she even talking about? You have no clue unless you've been there, done that. So a lot of people, when they come over, when I come and I speak about that, that is because I am literally still in a spiritual war with both of my crazy, neurotic, deranged parents. Both of them are still trying to keep me a child, and both of them are sick. That old white lady that's in her 60s, the older white lady that's stalking me, Nova America. You know that older lady, she's about 65 at least. Cat Smith, she's Facebook friends with my mother. Facebook friends with my mother. So I want y'all to know that that's still going on. I personally think it's because it's just narcissism. They're gonna continue to be cursed. My spirits will continue to curse you. I don't give a damn if you say that I'm demonic. I guess wanting to be independent and free is demonic. And they pushed my children away from me, which I'm not gonna say nothing. But temporarily, they were able to push the children away from me because the energy was so oppressive that the children became afraid of the situation. All that has been rectified. These people have no chance on earth. Mm-hmm. That's how you deal with them, though. You curse them. You don't lay down and take it. You take your pen and your paper and you write down both of your parents' names and you curse them. You send it all back to them. Especially, who cares if they sold you out to a demon? A demon is not more powerful than a witch. How many times I got to say that demons are not more powerful than a witch or than angels? You know that they lied to y'all, when they said that witches were the bad guys. People love witches. We got a lot of people that love us. You see what I'm saying? So when a woman as myself, who I am the poster child of freedom and deliverance from that stuff. So they can't stand me and they gonna keep it. So I don't care if you hate me all you want. I'm obviously on the correct path because my spirits keep rewarding me every single day. Especially if you make more money than your father. Your father can hate on you if you make more money than him. I make more money than my father. So he don't like that. Neither does they just don't like it. And they can't stop thinking about it. Why? I don't know. First of all, the cost of and I go directly at my father's neck at this. I don't just blame my mother. Let's keep it real, let's keep it funky, and let's keep it fair. And you guys need to look at that situation too. If you notice, it was the masculine energy. And like I said, my parents sold me out years ago. A lot of y'all's did too. Who cares? You can progress from that. Y'all know how many people that I didn't help progress from that, including myself. Mm-hmm. It is jealousy. That's just like this man that I'm beefing with in public. He is jealous of all of his children because they have a chance at life. He even came on here and threatened to kill his whole family. These men are in a crisis. Oh, she got a bigger house than mine. She got a bigger TV than me. They're not thinking straight. They don't understand. And the goddess just keeps, I'm telling y'all, I be seeing Yemi, y'all. Oh my Lord. And literally, oh Lord. I be seeing these people and the attacks that they suffer. They be ready to call the hospital. They be ready to call an ambulance. They be so messed up. I be sitting over here chilling. Listen, you know what? Okay, let me tell y'all something. The Omen. The Omen was very metaphorical for what ended up happening with these divine children that came into the world. Yes, of course, they had to demonize it, but when you look at it, like all this stuff that they go through, all of this negativity and hatred, and the people that are like us, ultimately, we be sitting there, we be just fine. We just be sitting there chilling and just it be dandelions and stuff growing all around us, and our spirits just come and bless us all the time. And then they be sitting up there confused and tired and half dead, sick. Okay. Mm-hmm. And if you find out your mother, your father, your friends, any of them that you find out that is a narc, you cut them off for good. Essentially, you don't, because unfortunately, they've really picked a side already. They're your natural enemy now. It's just the sad part about it. There's nothing that can be done about it. They are a casualty of the spiritual warfare around you. They can't get mad at you. They tried it, but to be honest with you, if you were demonized, that meant that you had power. That's why everybody was trying to kill that little boy in the Omen, but couldn't nobody kill him. Everybody just protect them. You know why? Because they're supposed to be protected. They represent the revolution of this earth and the progression. A lot of our fathers and people like that come online, and it's really very biblical. They're stuck back in what, 18 BC or somewhere, or during the Bible days. They're living in the Bible days and very confused about why they're not getting anywhere, and why the goddess keeps tearing their butts up. They confused about that. They thought I was gonna be scared, complacent, that I wasn't gonna speak out. Now I still gotta fight for my sisters. They still in the trenches. So when you try to come down on me, that means you trying to come for my sisters, and we gonna all fight together. In fact, we already have an army. To be honest with you, we can sit up here and just be pretty. We don't even have to argue with you anymore, because there's no debate about this. I'm just telling you the truth, and all of us are important in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? How men treat you sometimes is going to be determined by your father. But it depends. You got to meet somebody that ain't never talked to your father, and nobody that was influenced by him. It's very simple. The one thing that you got to understand is that we're not 5 years old anymore. We're grown women. So when you have a man that's talking to you like a child, it's probably some sort of bad male influence. And I know for a fact that there's several men in my family that have tried to use me as a scapegoat, and have tried to use my energy, sell me out, dog me out. They are doing that even within your own family. You can't even trust your own uncles and cousins and brothers these days. It's sad. And literally I do it in my sleep. I fell asleep last night, woke up feeling, and I could feel it when I got up. I was like, what in the hell is going on today? And I was ready for you. What you talking about? We're going to kill that false ego. We're going to destroy it. And because that's the only way that change is going to even happen. Because we tired of hearing y'all whine and mumble. Y'all mumbling and whining. We tired of it. We don't care anymore about your feelings or any of that. So what if your feelings are hurt? You're wishing death on our children. And then I'm going to tell y'all something. The violence against women, why has it seemed to increase the past month, especially in the Black community? Oh, I'm going to tell y'all something. I said, listen, I warned y'all that was coming through. I had to do some work right before, and then afterwards, and they mad because that energy cannot reach us. All that howling and stuff that Jacob was doing for months. Remember, Jacob would be in the background. Jacob was going through it. He was, and that's because a lot of people are even jealous of a 7-year-old child. You can tell that it's an inside job because they attack you on holidays and birthdays. For example, there was already an attack planned because I gave birth. Hello. I gave birth 18 years ago today, and I'll never forget that day. Love that baby from the time I gave birth to her. It just, oh my goddess. So they attacking me today because today there's a past life influence, because they want to go in through my womb. Baby, my womb is so powerful and strong right now that you don't have a prayer. That's what we talking about. Let's talk about how valuable your womb is. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the womb energy of the woman. So you want to attack me on my day that I gave birth 18 years ago. Okay. Well, here's the one thing you got to understand about it is that I am your superior, and I will always have the capability to destroy everything that you do. How's them apples? I understand that there's no other witch that's going to say that to you, but I am the one that can say it and I can back it up. As far as I'm concerned, to you, I am the pyramid. So I would suggest, because the bottom line is that, first of all, the coronavirus ain't going to kill nobody. See how the candles started popping as soon as I said that? I had to talk a man today off of the ledge. He was so scared of the coronavirus. And remember the last time people were scared and all this stuff? I told y'all don't be scared of that stuff. If you spiritually protected, you really don't have anything to be afraid of. If you're not spiritually protected, then you might get a bad flu, but most of y'all are not going to die from that. Right now, we have a agenda to spark fear in everybody worldwide because there's an election coming up. And see, this is because I believe that Trump is on his way out, and he knows it, even though they were not able to impeach him. So he's going to go out with a bang. It is what it is. Bang, bang. Okay, I actually like Trump. I still like him. He's a funny dude. I think he's hilarious. I love to watch him speak. But in reality, he don't have control over that. The only person got control over that is Mother Earth. She's the one that would control a pandemic. So if you ain't right with Mother Earth, then you might be afraid of that, because Mother Earth, she's the one that's a part of, she's the one that controls the healing. And whether or not, because Earth's frequency is what's going to heal you. And that's the truth. They're mad at the woman because, I mean, to spit in the womb of the woman that gave birth to you several, years later, the way that you guys did that, and don't compare it to my situation, because my mother provoked me first. Those of you that were taken care of by your mothers and you decided, that you were going to go and attack the woman, I don't know what you were thinking. Like, you were not thinking. This is the reason why you sitting over there barely can breathe, going through changes, upset, sad, scared. You know why? Because you're not being protected by Mother Earth. Why is it that I talked to about 5 happy people today? What's wrong with you? Why is all these other people blessed and then you sitting over there confused? We're not understanding. Maybe it's because of the energy that which they put forward is better than yours. Maybe perhaps they're blessed. Maybe they're blissed. Maybe they're being taken care of. They're in a bubble of protection. While you scavenge the earth trying to figure it out, you turn against your own family members and then you do plots again. I mean, here's what I want you to know. Every single person that you plot against is stronger than the plots and the games that you play against them. We've already found this out. Let me tell you the problems that we have. The other day, we had some issues the other day. What was it? The biggest issue we've had this week. Well, unpacking is definitely an issue. Unpacking can be difficult. But I feel my aunt, like my ancestors are all around me. They just, like, I swear to you guys, and you know what? Open that ability inside of yourself up, because it's the only way is through the spirit, is what I'm telling you. And, the people that woke up this morning and they were not, because everybody know the deal. She's got us all wrapped up. If you don't know, now you do know. Now you know why you shouldn't be afraid. Because it's going to be okay, I promise you. We're going to have some rain. We're going to have some extreme weather. It's coming, trust me. It's probably going to be some stuff that's going to go down, but all y'all going to be okay, because we're going to all live to see another day. Okay, it's going to be all right. And there's no need to be afraid. And I'm telling you, that's coming straight from source. You really honestly have. Every time there has been a threat to this earth, every time I came and told y'all it was going to be okay, every single time it's been okay, hasn't it? Would I lie to you? I am a messenger of God. Would I lie to you to tell you that? That's not your problem. You got to go inside. The virus is already inside of you. We probably all test positive for it if they were telling the truth. We all probably already have antibodies inside of us for that virus. It's going to be okay. People get scared and people react. So I do have a better understanding of that. The problem is that when people start to go along with the agenda, those of us that know what it is and know the deal, we're not down with that agenda because why should we have to be? So just know that. And I'm not going to speak too much on that, but what I can tell you is that it's gonna all be fine. We've had at least 10 endings of the world in the past several years, and ain't we all been fine? It's the perfect time, though, for them to distract you from breaking them curses and contracts. It's the perfect time for them to do that. So y'all better pay attention, okay? Um, so now that we've addressed that, let's address the rest of it. There's gonna be peace on Mother's Earth, whether you want it or not. Oh, yeah. And these women and these children that you attack every single day, they're protected. Yeah. We protected all of them. There's no children for you to sacrifice. None. Okay. Because I just had a demon that's so hungry and he wants some drugs so bad that he was basically sacrificing my kids. That's funny. I thought my father stopped using drugs. Evidently, he didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't spoke with him because that seemed pretty desperate today. How there was literally a whole ritual that was happening this morning where all of my children were being sacrificed. My spirits were actually laughing at this morning. We got to speak out about it, y'all, because I want y'all to know how little power these people have. They were upset and mad because I finally got I can't show y'all the house, but I'm going to upload a couple of videos to inspire you because we supposed to be uploading the victory video of what my house going to look like at Christmas. It's going to be covered in lights. It's going to be hilarious. These people don't like that. And the reason why they don't is because they don't, men simply, including your father, including but not limited to your father, if he was a loser and a bum your whole life. Okay. Listen, if your father was not able to give you exactly what you needed, what makes you think that they want to see another man give that to you? But we all know that that good male energy is there. Oh yeah, I felt it last night. It's all over the place. And they don't like it. Like they're jealous of our deities like boyfriends. Like they're jealous of that because it's like, what can you do about it though? Nothing. They wasn't able to do. They were able to cause delays, but like they said, delayed but not denied. And to be honest with you, they about to stop bringing all these delays because to be honest with you, months and months and months of you being neglected. Many of us have been spiritually neglected, and they think it's funny. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. There have been times where I've had hard times, and we can see these things coming now at this point, and those hard times have become fewer and fewer the past 5 years, and so that's how that when that poverty demon when that so I get the feeling that many of you, because I've had a couple of my clients and people that are still being greatly affected by the demon of patriarchy. And many of these women are already so sweet and loving and kind. And just to know that there's something kicking them down and not allowing them to be their full potential, you guys better believe that there is, and there won't always be, but there's definitely a gender war that's going on, and it's always going on behind the scenes. And I'm just here to remind you of who already won that war. It was not men. This is not your planet, and women are not your subjects to be used as your personal items. It's not what we're here for. Okay. So it's not about feminism or anything like that. It's about the fact that you try to violate women. And yeah, I'm going to always remind you of who it is and what it is. So I got to go in a couple of minutes, you guys. I mean, here's the thing about these men that you hear talking about me who think this guy came in here saying, I could take your subscribers. Everybody know that you just like one of those men that make promises that you're not going to keep. You talk a good game and it sounds good, but in reality, it don't really feel good. Because the women that involved themselves in you found themselves walking the line of poverty, didn't they? Oh, they did. So they know that you're just talking. It's all you doing is talking. Nothing more, nothing less, but you're not actually doing anything. It sucks being a man in that position, but why should every woman in the world suffer because of you and your insolence? Nobody should. And then for some reason you seem to think that women have to like honey, or you thinking this is the 1920s or something, baby? This is 1,000 years later, 100 years later. Most women don't even want a relationship with you like that. You're making these women go gay. They don't even want a relationship with you like that. They think all men are disgusting like that. It's a shame. Well, I'm just here to tell you. So, from what I can see, is a lot of water. Ooh, I can see water, and I see a lot of water. I do see fire too, but I can definitely see some storms coming. Yeah, that's all you see in here is water. Because I threw the cards on it. You see the water, there's earth, and then there's water again. And listen, she's paying attention. Mother Earth is paying attention. You have this person. Listen, you are competing against somebody that is giving birth to this whole fucking universe, which was a woman. See, the first problem that men did was that they said that God is a man. So you're talking to a force and an energy that literally gave birth to the universe, and you think that you got some kind of power. Guys, I couldn't make this up. It's hilarious though. It's starting to get really funny. It's comical because it's almost the most ridiculous thing ever. How many of the men that are so effeminate, how women and men have almost had to reverse roles. It's so sad because men are holding on to vanity. It's sad. And narcissism. It just, Well, I can tell you that the problem is that most of you men can't admit that you're wrong. You were wrong about, what you've been doing the past 100 years to women. You were wrong back then, and what we're experiencing is almost like the witch trials. And see, I have a direct history with that. My background, because my name is Irish, and so many of my ancestors, there was a war on witches even with the Irish people. There's always been a war on witches because of this energy that wants to control. So you can't have it your way. Earth does not belong to you. It doesn't belong to me either. But I can tell you that as a daughter of the mother of this earth, of course I'm going to have a structural vessel on this earth that is going to protect me and my family, of course. And a lot of us women are going to have that, of course. They wanted us to be out in the streets. They wanted us to be destitute. That's why they kept talking about it and wishing it on us. In fact, many of your fathers that are narcissistic, especially because I remember years ago, my father told my mother that white women were better than black women. He probably still feels that way. So, and he's ignorant. But my father probably on some level wishes that he didn't have black children. That's sad. Who thinks that way? You're supposed to love all your children. I have children well, all of, my three older children, they've got Native American and what I've got in me, but Jacob is biracial. You think I'm going to love any of my children any less because of their race? That's ridiculous. So many of them are upset, and it's such a tragedy because they care about what other people think about them. They can't see how lucky they are to have had such wonderful children. And it's literally come to this, to the point where it's like, well, let's expose it, get it out of the way so that we can all move forward. A lot of these men, they do commit crimes against their daughter because of honor. This so-called honor, this so-called thing to where, and it's like, get out of my face. Cast them out, y'all. And, they don't want to hear about you getting another man that's going to protect you in the physical. Well, our masculine deities are bringing that to us. I already told y'all. So their time is up. So, and they can kick and scream and throw fits and temper tantrums throughout social media. It's not going to change what's going to happen. In fact, you just going to end up pissing people's spirits off. Go live your life and go do you. This has been suggested so many times to stay in your lane. And then when something devastating happens to you, then you say, oh, well, you're evil. No, you were evil. Have I said anything about these folks? I ain't said nothing about them. I'm sitting over here chilling like a villain, not worrying nobody, listening to music, filling my home. That's what I've been doing, minding my own business. Why can't they do the same? Because you're their business, especially if you done had some disgusting narcissistic father that done tried to sell you or sell your body, or he got drug problems. Ugh. Don't let your fathers fool you, is what I will tell you. Let them have it just like your mothers. because it's child time today. They're feeding today. And the problem is that they're feeding a void. Okay, I'm going to healthfully see in a healthy way, women are going to nourish the male energy in their life, not like this. These men are totally denied of any of our energy. They're not getting our energy, they're getting Scooby snacks. The ones that are prospering and the ones that are good, those are the ones that are going to reap the benefits of the divine mother, not these other ones. So they're trying to feed, they got nothing. They can't maintain a household with that. So, so it's just the reality of it. Um, Only thing I can say is to do better because a lot of the women that are like me, we are stronger than you in every way possible. And some of us can even be physically stronger than you because it's not always a reality that men are physically stronger. And this is not about anger towards men. Y'all heard me talking last night about how I love men. I don't like the negative, toxic masculine men. That's toxic masculinity. I'm not interested. Okay. And I've had these men that, you're not going to talk to, you don't come. If you want to call it a matriarch, then call it that. I think women have more of a reason to be matriarchal than men. Our role is very important, and you're not going to stick us to the back of the bus any longer. You're not going to any longer be financed on discriminating against us, especially a lot of us melanated women. We have past life issues. Well, that's why I be telling y'all to get those cleanses. They hate it. They can't stand me. Good, good. I like that you don't like me. That's so amazing. All of that hatred always gets transmuted. So in retrospect, as a man, you're still going to do your job. And if you don't like it, then, I mean, go to another planet then. I don't know what to tell these people. I mean, I think that they do actually have some kind of space program where people can move to other planets, then go there then. If you don't like the reality of Earth, then perhaps you should, because Earth was actually, and the Earth realm was actually created by the Fae. So to be honest with you, none of these patriarchal men have any power, which is why they always rev up and say, we're going to destroy the world. And then it don't happen. It's every time. And, everybody in the community, including men, they like, here we go. It's finally the end. And it's never going to be an ending. Not in any of our lifetimes. You'd have to go somewhere else for that. Maybe you should manifest yourself somewhere else where that's the things that are going down. I think many of them want everything to be destroyed, especially the ones that are lost that can't get with Mother Earth and her physical nature. They can't get with it. They don't understand that we live in a physical reality. They get mad at me when I say that. So, and it's not my fault that okay, I'm just going to keep it real with you. There's some people that have had drug problems in the past. If they were to make the kind of money that some of us make out here, and y'all know who y'all are, y'all know what y'all do in y'all businesses. If they were to make that money, they would spend all that money up on drugs probably. So people that don't have much of nothing, it's probably for their own good or protection because they probably kill themselves with some sort of unknown substance, of unknown origin substance. Okay. So another thing what spirit is telling me is do get the paternity testing. Get that. Make sure you find out early on. But see, they disappear. Narc parents disappear and they can't be found when you're trying to say, hey, I noticed that you don't really have my best interest at heart. So can we get a blood test? Because, you know, I'm starting to really kind of start to think that I don't have any real relationship with you, or any relation. If they refuse to do a paternity test, then you know the deal. And some of y'all, yes, some of y'all were bought and sold. Some of y'all have no actual relation to those people. Some of you don't. So you were kind of like a black market baby that was adopted. That's why you were kind of like mistreated so bad because they got you. Or some of y'all parents gave birth to you. They had you so that they could put all of their crap into you so that you could be the scapegoat. That's why they had you. Because to be honest with you, they never wanted you. I can honestly say that my mother never wanted me. Can you imagine having a baby and giving that child away? I couldn't even imagine. I mean, through the whole pregnancy, you rub in your belly, you can feel your baby kicking and moving around. And when you give birth to that baby, you love that child so much. And especially when they little babies, when they helpless like that. So some of y'all parents decided, ooh, let me get this person back. They you took you back. The same thing with the Gabriel Fernandez story was that the mother took the child back from a happy home where he was safe so that she could get some welfare. Not because gotten her stuff together and said, "Hey, I'm ready to take my son back." No, because the child had to finance her and her relationship with that man. Then also, guys, I've actually got an entire documentary, a spiritual documentary that I'll be putting up. I'm going to show you guys the demon that destroyed that family and destroyed that little boy, because both of them were affected demonically. You would almost have to be demonically possessed to survive that kind of horrific abuse. You would have to be demonically possessed. So I've actually got an entire my spirits want me to do it as soon as possible. They like, hurry up and get that reading done. Because, when I discovered this poor little boy, I realized that his spirit needed healing. So I was actually led to him because, his mother actually reminded me of my mother a whole lot, because I think that my mother decided to get me back because she felt like I could just be a living and breathing sacrifice for her, which was exactly what it ended up being. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My aunt tried to fight for me, but of course, the family supported my mother in getting me back, but they also supported her for years in abusing me. They thought it was funny. I was the family entertainment. But me and my mother have been the laughing stock of the family for the longest, and that was something that my mother did. And my grandmother saw it, and she quickly cut it off at the head, and literally has been an angel in my life for years. And so when you have situations like that, just understand what it is. It's like, my God, and it's going to be okay. All of that 60 something year old woman, Kat Smith, she is a manifestation of my mother. And then the other ones, the men, they're all manifestations of my fragmented narcissistic father. Am I lying or am I flying? I'm a fly anyway. You know, it's kind of like you're not fooling anybody. You're getting ready to be, oh, let's go ahead and expose you. You're exposed. When you tell the truth, you shame the devil. So, curse them. That's the way I see it. Throw that curse on them. And I gotta go, guys, because I got a reading to do. Love it night later. I'm probably gonna have to come a little bit later on this evening to do that because I have a lot to do this evening. So I thank all of you guys that are over here supporting the channel. I thank all of you guys for believing in me because but you know what? I never stopped believing in myself because all of it is still very strange to me. This is a strange days, but it's gonna be all right. Trust me. Okay. Have fun, Nova America. I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Love and light. Thank you, sweetie. Mwah. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.